we're back, Arielle Live TV, and
And with your Divine Empress and Double Dollar and Chef D today. Yay! All right, so
WCOBM and Dallas Fort Worth. Anyway, go ahead, you guys. You have a question to our guest, Johnny Jackson, who is running for an office, District 2 Councilman, correct?
District 3, Nevada
District 3,
State
Nevada
Assembly.
State Assembly. I'm sorry. Go
all
ahead.
right. Well, my co-host Double Dollar has a question for Johnny Bang Bang.
Johnny Bang Bang.
Johnny Bang Bang, right.
Okay, Mr. Johnny. So in reference to, I know earlier you said something about when the mafia was in town and recognition of their presence. As far as when it comes to leaders making it to a certain position and not upholding or remembering who put them there, would you say that this is sort of the same correlation as to the Kennedy incident, JFK and Bobby?
Yeah, if people are against you, they'll find a way to get you out no matter what. You know what I mean? Especially if you're like, way out in the public eye.
I guess what my question is, because of course we all know that the mafia put JFK in office. Knowing that because initially his father went to the mafia because he was himself a bootlegger.
Right.
So he was able to go to them and barter with them to get his son in office, but then his son, he wasn't in agreement with them, but his dad had already made that pact.
Right.
So that's in correlation is what you're saying. That's kind of similar to the same thing that's going on in modern day.
The thing was when Robert Kennedy, with the Attorney General, turned on Sam Giancana, right? And then, the mob decided, I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating, right? The mob will just take him out because he reneged on the deal.
Right, exactly.
But Tony Spilotro, when he was in charge here, like in the movie Casino, was pretty accurate of what happened. Tony's problem was, if he left the cocaine alone and quit chasing them girls all over, he probably would have been okay. But the Chicago outfit, which is where he was from, got tired of what he was doing. They shot a cop. He killed a cop. So, when that happens, everybody's against you. So they end up beating him and his brother and then burying him there in Indiana. But that movie Casino was pretty accurate. It was pretty accurate.
Right. And as far as other organizations, like in other regions and other states, like, would you say that has the same effect as like the mafia, as like other organizations, as far as like your Black Panthers or your any kind of organization within a community? Would you say if they're putting certain leaders or certain people in power, that there's a certain reason why certain crime rates are what they are in other states? Because
well, the thing is that, many of these groups, whether it's the Panthers or Black Lives Matter or whatever, or any white organization, they start off wanting to do the right thing. Then, of course, money gets involved, or recognition, or whatever, and people are only human. You know what I mean? Right. So they're going to gravitate to make themselves win. You have to have a sense of character to know that, hey, you're out here, helping the community. Like I'm with the Hawaiian sovereignty movement. Okay, I'm the deputy foreign minister of the reinstated Hawaiian government, and the World Court in The Hague just ruled that Hawaii was illegally taken over by the United States, which it was. And the thing is, there was an agreement called the Leokalani Agreement, the last Queen of Hawaii made with President Cleveland. Well, starting with the only person who actually recognized it was Reagan and Bush, Clinton to a point because he gave the apology bill, but Obama just turned his back on the Hawaiians. So,
why did you say that? Hold on a second. Why did you say that? Because he's born in Hawaii.
Okay. A lot of people believe that. Okay. The point is, you don't
believe.
I don't know
Trump
because
now?
His birth certificate says that he was born in Kenya. The problem with that, Kenya didn't become a country until 1963. Before then, it was British East Africa. And again,
but according to Trump said, he admitted that he is actually born in Hawaii, and suddenly he's not born in Hawaii.
Well, here's the deal. Everybody thinks that Obama was loved in Hawaii, but he wasn't. The only people who cheered Obama in Hawaii were the whites and the Japanese. The Hawaiians hated him for one reason: the scholarship that he got to go to Punahou. Okay, Punahou High School was a school put together by Princess Juani Bishop through her will, and it was to educate Hawaiian children only. Okay, that was the original deal. So they feel that the scholarship that he got to go to Punahou should have gone to a native Hawaiian and not to Obama. You know, if you Google me and Barack Obama, Google Johnny Jackson, Barack Obama, Henderson, Nevada, I almost planted him, man. I almost planted him. What happened was after Governor Bill Richardson dropped out, Obama offered me a job. Rosita Lee was there, Rosita, a few other people.
Hi, Mama Rosita, yeah.
And Obama put his hand in my face and goes, let me be clear, Mr. Jackson, make sure I have hula dancers at my events. I stood up and I said, oh, you think I'm good for a hustler? I'd knock you out of that chair just like that. So his state director, this guy named Terrence, jumped up. I said, sit down, Terrence, before you get hurt right here. So a week after that, and it's all on the internet, Obama's state director died of a heart attack. So everybody was saying Johnny Jackson killed Obama's state director. But I was very insulted when he only offered me a job to supply hula dancers.
Supply a hula dancer, wow.
Because I thought I was worth more than that.
Did you hula?
I can hula if I have to.
There you go. But anyway, let's cut that subject at this time. Let's go back to your running campaign, because of course you need to invite your people, and you had to tell to your people in the community what is your dream to our community.
The main thing is you go back to the days of the mafia when the casino would run then. The people who worked in the hotels were Americans, black, white, whatever. Okay. All the blacks here in Las Vegas have been pushed to the side, man, and stuck over in the hood. They've been pushed to the side. Why? By the illegals. So you have this union, the culinary union, biggest union in Nevada. It's all full of Hispanic. Again, I got nothing against people who want to better themselves, but don't come here, take jobs from Americans, and demand I learn Spanish, and demand I give you this and I give you that. You know, and I know in Texas it's the same thing.
Why do you think that way? Do you think so the reason they are
cheap
hired
labor,
for because they are
cheap labor,
and they're a good worker?
I'm sure
They
many
work
of them
so hard?
many of them are good workers. The problem is you go anywhere here in Las Vegas now, and it just irks me when everything is Spanish. You know, I work here with the Ward 5 Chamber of Commerce.
There's nothing wrong to become a mixture nationality.
But legally, I can't go to Mexico and do it. You know, I went to jail in Colombia one time for not having my passport on me, right? when I fought in Colombia. 8 days, 4 days no food while I was sat in jail. Again, I got nothing against people wanting to better themselves, but don't come here and demand that I give you a job, that I give you medical, that I give you food stamps, when we have Americans, black, white, Asian, whatever, that need a job too.
Well, right now, Johnny, what we're trying to do is actually help them how we can.
They don't want help, Arielle.
They don't want.
They want their own little clique. Trust me, you got to get out in the real world. That's the problem with these politicians. They want the votes, and they'll pat you on the head and want to give you welfare, food stamps, or whatever. They've been promising that stuff for 60 years. It's gotten no better. What people want is a job, a decent place to live, a safe community, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever. That's what people want. You know, nobody wants to live on welfare or whatever the rest of their life, you know?
So you think so our president is doing a good job for changing? I don't know what's going on in the tax bill.
Well, the tax bill, McCain voted yes today. Hopefully it's gonna pan out. You know, again, the main thing is that we don't get in a war with North Korea. You know, I'm a Vietnam veteran, you know, and I've never gotten any recognition for that. But the point is that these politicians are quick to go to war because they don't go. Follow what I'm saying? They're quick to send your kids, your sons, your daughters, whatever, but not theirs. And, you know, when I speak with kids all the time, you know, let me back up. In 1979, Doolittle Center was the only community center in the black community. Me and Doc Broadus, who was the original trainer of George Foreman, we had the first community center there that taught boxing, right? Because the black community was being left out. So the thing is that not every kid wants to be a gangbanger or do this, do that, but you got to give them an opportunity. You got to give them a chance. But they got to earn.
We have another question on this end for you, Johnny, and then I want to ask Chef D a couple of more questions as well. As far as how you say with certain things going on with other languages being implemented in certain things, you go to for job qualifications and stuff like that. Would you just say that this is the equivalent to what's going on with the Jewish people taking over in films, in some other industries, that they're more dominant when it comes to controlling television and things of that nature. Music industry, of course. Is that the equivalent of what you're saying?
Pretty much, because you look at the motion picture industry or the music industry, back say from the 20s on, they were all controlled by big Jewish guys. But again, many of those Jewish guys had ties to Meyer Lansky and Lucky Luciano from Murder Incorporated with the Mafia, when the Mafia was running the movie studios.
All right, we'll be right back on the fourth segment, and we can just say hello to everybody and of course do the shout out. We'll be right back.